All right, so let's read this. It says, a group of 6 students is surveying their classmates to get feedback about the different clubs they're involved in. If each student surveys more than two of their classmates, the total number of their surveys is S of x, and is given by the equation S of x is equal to 6x. What would be the domain of this function? All right, so we have to, so real quick, we'll talk about, so this is like, oops, I got it right. So this is like real numbers. That little line, that means real numbers. Now, real numbers are any number that you could think of that's not imaginary. That's why we call it real numbers. So it could be 1, it could be 1.2, it could be 1/4. So those are real numbers. It could be negative as well. Okay. Now, when you see this, that's the natural numbers. Now, natural numbers are also sometimes we call them counting numbers. And so those are whole numbers that are positive. So it could be 1, 2, 3. Notice there are no decimals, no fractions. And then the Q, those are rational numbers. So now rational numbers, so when you see something like this, a Q with the line through it, that just means rational numbers. Now, a rational number is not irrational. So I'm not even going to talk about that because irrational numbers are labeled by P. And so rational numbers are any number that's not irrational. And irrational numbers are numbers that are non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So, for example, pi is an irrational number, so it's not rational. The square root of 3 is an irrational number, so that's not included. And then lastly, z. So if you see a z that has like a double thing like that, that's just going to be integers, and those are whole numbers, positive and negative. -1, 0, 1. So now they're going to go, it's got to be greater than 2 because they say more than 2 of their classmates. But we got to figure out what numbers they're choosing. Well, there's going to be more than 2, so it's going to be the natural numbers because you're not going to have 1.5 students. You're not going to have pi students. You're not going to have 3/4 of a student. It's just going to be the positive. You're going to have 2, 3, 4. Well, you're not going to have 2, and so on and so forth. So that's the answer, is B, natural numbers greater than 2.